Hey everybody. Um, I'm just doing this with the background today. There'll be more later. I'm going to do a simple video. It's one I've been thinking about all day, and one I'm happy to be doing. This is going to talk about the future of my channel. Um, so as you know, this channel has gone through changes, delays, stalls, me trying a bunch of stuff, but there's always been, I guess I could say there's always been six things I want on this channel. I shouldn't say it that way, even. I mean, the numbers varied, but I've always had this image for Transgamer Jaws. One that I think I'm ready to do. As you can tell, my uploads aren't very up to date right now, and there's a reason to that. I haven't had the courage. I haven't had the direction or the spoons to do what I want. I've had ideas, I've had scripts I wrote out, plans like grandiose and small, all the same. Schedules I set that I break because I'd start streaming on Twitch. You know, other ideas I think I should do just because they're expected. And I can't look at it like that. In the end, I cannot be like, I'm doing this because this is what others want. I realize that today. Heavily realize that today. So, starting today, I have the goal of bringing my channel to where I want it. You know, I've set the goal of 1 year for myself, for very obvious reasons, very to be where I want, not in followers, not in views, nothing like that, just the kind of content I want up. And I'm starting with the idea of six pillars. The channel has six individual pillars I'm building it on. And I think that's where it's going to be important. And these pillars are going to be all kinds of videos, but this kind of content I want to put out. Um, the first pillar is fantasy media. I want to do stuff about fantasy video games, books, like all kinds of fantasy, not just high fantasy, but also low fantasy, swords and sorcery slash barbarian fantasy, everything I can think of. So like video games, books, tabletop games, including Age of Sigmar or even Hero Quest or Dark World or those kind of games. Card games, just music even. I want to talk about that stuff in length, talk about tropes, about writing habits, about world building, just really dive into fantasy as a whole. That's the first pillar. Second pillar, continuing the theme of genres, is kind of got a duality to it because I feel like I can't have one without the other. On one side, you have sci-fi horror, um, like Alien, Predator, Event Horizon, that kind of stuff. It's a genre that is very important to me. I'm including Eldritch Horror in there, so things like Cthulhu and whatnot. That's one side of that whole statement. But on the other side, I feel like I have to also touch on slasher media because I think in the conversation at one point, sci-fi horror and slasher horror became intertwined twins in that. You know, uh, the exact point being the movie Alien. And I want to approach that. I want to talk about that. And the same with fantasy media. It's going to be a large. group of things, not just one thing, not just movies, not just books. Um, the third pillar, and this is one that was originally why I tried to abandon this channel before, is politics. Now, you're seeing this background here. This background is going to be reserved for when I talk about politics, usually. But I'm not just going to do it willy-nilly, and there's a little bit of backstory to this. Back in the day, before I wrote anything, before I wanted to do anything but be a musician, I joked with my sister that we should write a book called Feng Shui for Fondue. Um, at the time, I probably was just being offensive. But in the end, when I broke it down, when I finally sat down and thought about it, and as I grew, the name became something more to me. The understanding that um, cheese, it really came down to that. Like, cheese has a politics to it. Fondue, cheese has a huge political edge to it because of region locking and stuff. And a lot of food has that politics to it. And a powerful one at that, but at the same time, it mirrors the politics of language. And that's really what the political side of things is going to be, is the politics of food, language, and the self. Approaching the Feng Shui, approaching the Tao of self-politics and politics of what we eat and what we say. Um, the last three pillars are a little less solid, though. Um, one of them is health gaming. We're doing tabletop games and whatnot with health goals, like Health Hammer would be a big one I want to do. But where I have an exercise kind of punishment to failing, if that makes sense. Basically, if something in the game happens to me, hold on, sorry, a little bit of cough. Something in the game happens to me, I have to do some exercises. So in Warhammer, it's like if I lose a model, I have to do 3 push-ups or something like that. I think health gaming is something that needs more spotlight, and the mixture of the two, to me, is actually really important. Um, the fifth pillar being the paranormal, and this one's kind of controversial in my opinion. I want to do this, no matter if it's real or fake, and no matter it's still fun. The idea of going on a ghost hunt, or you know, looking up cryptids, or even enjoying creepypasta or SPC stuff or CP stuff, enjoying that, where it's just like kind of paranormal storytelling. I think it would be fun. I think it would be a fun experience for y'all to see, you know, and something I want to end up doing. And the last pillar, and this is probably the most important for me, is music. It's something I've been thinking about a lot lately. Back when I first tried to make a presence on the internet myself, before I had any real goals, I used to always say music is life, live it. And something that's kind of faded in my life, and as I got older, and it shouldn't have. Music is life. Art is life. And I think I want to bring that back. Both talking about the music I love, you know, showing you guys music I love, or talk about video that's, you know, I have something to say about, or even playing guitar, or writing a song on camera or something. You know, and the last, wait, was that the last? Oh, that was the last pillar. But yeah, those 6 pillars are what's going to make the foundation of the channel. Um, I kind of want to do a little bit of skit comedy with it, you know? Kind of want to do a little bit of edutainment. I kind of want to do a little bit of like angry reviews, as they would be, you know? Or angry retro reviews. Like, I want to exist in that Venn diagram between those three. I want to talk about like lore and theories and just let us flex our mind. I think in the end, that's what the channel's supposed to be. I think I can get myself to a point where I'm uploading at least one video per pillar every month by the end of a year, you know? I mean, if I don't, nothing bad's going to happen. I'm just giving myself a goal. Or moving forward, giving you guys something to kind of look forward to. And in that year, I'll be developing the character of me or the character for each of these pillars. Because each pillar is going to have a character or a version of me that is attached to it. I'm going to slowly be evolving the nature of the channel. Yes, we're going to do more Lego videos, for instance. Um, the theme, the context. Oh, I remember what the other pillar was. I said something else in space, so it was kind of like, wait, is that right? Dystopia, post-apocalyptica. One of the first things this channel was ever conceived to be was a Fallout channel, like a Fallout New Vegas Fallout 3 channel. And I stopped that goal. Don't know why. When I first started this channel, I was inspired by a YouTuber named Alchest Breach, and I got scared. You know, that will be brought back. The whole post-apocalyptic. So I guess there's 7 pillars there, or there might have been 6. I don't know. I lost count. It doesn't matter. But that's what you got to look forward to. You know, these 6 or 7 concepts that every month I will be uploading one from each. Eventually, as things go on, I'll have characters for each. I'll kind of create an image for the channel as I go along. As we talk about these things, as we really delve into it. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Hopefully I can give you a promise that it's going to be content that I love. A year's a long time, but, you know, as I was just told today, a year can change your life. And it's very true. I think that's why I wanted to do a year today. I mean, I'm recording this at 4:10 in the morning. You guys are probably won't see it until later this evening, but I think we can make this project into something beautiful and something cool. Something that I wanted to be from the beginning, but I was too afraid to do. And that's the thing. It was fear that kept me from doing what I did. Well, I'm not afraid anymore. I'm embracing that moment, remembering that all things end. And in that very thought, I know that what I want to do, I shouldn't be afraid of it. I should be excited for it. And excited to give it to you all. You'll be seeing more of Huntress. Me and Huntress have already talked about doing stuff together. My wife Naz will hopefully be on the channel sometime too. I have so many ideas. Hopefully within the year, you'll be able to see a lot of them. See everything come to fruition. Until then, I love you all. Bye.